How are you, my dear students? I hope everyone is okay and also still fine. In the previous class, we also explained about the 6 to 8 lesson. Here's the 6 to 8 lesson. I want to explain about the atomic number, mass number, and the isotopes. Here, the isotopes we also explain about that there are basically in the hydrogen isotope there are three categories of isotopes. First category is the protium, second is the deuterium, second and third is the tritium. And now I also select the another topic, very important topics. Here's the important topics, lesson 9 to 11. Here's the 9 to 11. I also explained about the orbits and their orbit structure. And here's the lesson 9 to 11. The number is the way the electrons are distributed in an atom. Yes, the way the electrons are distributed in an atom. Please everyone open the books. You have known that electrons revolve around the nucleus. I also draw the hydrogen structure. Here's the hydrogen structure. There are middle structure is the nucleus and there is the electron. Here's the nucleus. There are basically two structures. One structure is the proton and second is the neutron, and they are also state the nucleus, and the another structure and the another is this structure is the electron is the outer orbit. Now I also explain the hydrogen atoms structure and also the hydrogen atoms figure. Again I also repeat, you have known that electrons revolve around the nucleus. The electron has definite orbits. Now the question is, how many electrons will stay in an orbit? Look at the diagram. Here I also represents the hydrogen atoms. Yes, in the hydrogen atoms there is one electron is its orbit. In its orbit. Here's this structure is the basically hydrogen and not hydrogen basically. Sorry, here this structure is the when the hydrogen I just draw this structure is the only one electrons. When they are fill up the two electrons, then the another name is the helium. Yes, I just draw this structure is the helium. Sorry again I also explain this structure is the proton and this structure is the neutron, and there are two structure is the electron. Again, in the hydrogen atom there is one electron in its orbit. In helium atoms two electrons revolve around the nucleus in a single orbit. The role by which is the electrons are distributed in the orbits is given by basically there is the formula. Here's the formula. This structure is the 2n square. Please everyone see that carefully. There is a formula. This structure is the 2n square. Here's the 2n square. Here there is a structure is the basically n, and here is the n is the 1, 2, 3, etc. etc. When there is the only the n is the 1 and there is the 2 in the 1 is 1, this structure is the 2 and the another structure is the 6, etc. etc. Again, here in 1, 2, 3 are the successive numbers of orbits. This is the role for the alloyed orbits. Some of these orbits can be filled and the rest can be empty. According to this, a lithium, again I just draw the another structure is the lithium. This structure is the basically lithium atoms. Here's the lithium atom. There are three atoms and the three structure. One structure is the electron is the 2. They are also the one category fill up. And the second structure is the one electron and there are also the another structure. Again I also repeat, some of these orbits can be filled and the rest can be empty. Here's the filled. Here this structure is the filled and this structure is the empty. Again of these two electrons are in the first orbit and the third is in the second orbit. Here's the two electrons, basically two electrons, they are also the first orbit structure and the third electrons is also the second orbit structure. Again, In the same way, a carbon has 6 electrons. Here's another structure. There is the basically in the carbon. This structure is the carbon. There are the 6 electrons. But the first orbits, and also there are also the 2 electrons, and there are the second orbits, they are also the 4 electrons, and 2 and 4, 2 plus 4, they are also the again 6 electrons. Again I also explain. In the same way, a carbon has 6 electrons, of which 2 are in the first orbit and in the remaining 4 electrons are in the second orbit. According to the rule, the maximum number of allowed electrons in the first orbit is 2. In the second orbit, the number is the 8. Basically, again I just draw the another structure. Here I just sweep this structure again. Yes, the first, this structure, when I just draw this structure, is the nucleus, and here also the proton and neutron, and the first orbit, they are also the fill up the 2 electrons is the second orbit. Here's the second orbit. In the second orbit, the number is 8. Here's the second orbit. I just draw the fill up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Here they are also the fill up the 8. The maximum number does 8, and in the third orbit the number is 18. When the third orbit, I just draw this structure is that they are also the fill up of the 18. Here's the 18. When I just draw this structure, 1 electron, 2 electron, 3 electron, 4 electron, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. They are also the third structure and also the third orbit. They are fill up. Again, I also draw this structure. First orbit, they are the fill up, the 2 category. The second orbit, 1 and 2. This structure is the 2 category. Second is that they are also the fill up, the 8 electron, and the third, they are also the fill up, the 18. Yes, please everyone write this structure again. In the third orbit, these orbits are called energy levels because each orbit corresponds to definite energy for the electron in it. Again, thus in the next category, here I also explain there are also the now electron distribution of sodium atom may be seen. Here's the sodium atom. I just also again, here's the sodium atom. They are also the 11, and I also draw there are 11 electrons in a sodium atom. How these electrons are distributed in different orbits? They must be in the order basically 2, 8 and 1. This means in the first orbit there will be 2 electrons. In the second orbit they are also the fill up, the 8 electrons, and the third orbits they are also only fill up, the only 1 electrons. Here's my dear students, when the sodium, here's the sodium structure, sodium and A, and their atomic number is their atomic number is the 11. When it's also the 11, I just follow this structure. Basically first structure sodium, the first orbits I just draw the first orbits. When 11, I just also fill up the 2 electrons. When the second orbits, here's the second orbits, they are also the fill up the 8 electrons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2 and 8, they are also the 10, but I have also the another electron, and when I just draw the third orbit, and it's also the fill up only the 1 electron. So my dear students, please everyone see the boards here. 2, 8 and 1 is also the 11 atomic number. And this means in the first orbit there will be 2 electrons, in the second orbit there will be 8 electrons, and in the third orbit there will be 1 electron. In the above diagram, we have shown the distribution of electrons, which is easy to visualize. But to write down the distribution of electrons in a sodium atom, we can express it is 2, 8 and 1. We have shown below the distribution of electrons in the first 18 elements. Starting from the lowest atomic number, not only the lowest atomic number, I also explain about the first category is the again also the argon. Here's the argon, there are also the, please everyone see the boards, there are also the argon. Here's the argon, their atomic number is the 18. Here's the 18, my dear students, first atomic number and also the first structure. When I just draw the argon, I also the nucleus, this structure, I just draw the argon first orbit. Here's the first orbit, I just follow this structure. First orbit, they are also the fill up the 2. And again the second orbit, I just draw, there are also the fill up 8. Here's the 8, my dear students. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. When I just draw the third orbit, here's 2 and 8, they are also the 10, and the remaining we have also the 8 electrons. Here's I just draw that this structure is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes, they are also the fill up the 8 electrons. When argon, we also know about the atomic number. Argon is the 18. Again, I also explain the magnesium. Magnesium's atomic number is the 12. Here I just sweep this structure. Again, the magnesium, here's the magnesium, I just see these boards. Here's the magnesium, atomic number is the 12. Here's the 12. Again, I just follow this structure, the magnesium. Here's the structure is the Mg. Magnesium, it's also the nucleus. Here's two structure, proton and the neutron. And the first orbit, I just also draw the 2 electrons, 1 and 2. We have also the remaining 10 electrons. The second structure, I just draw this structure is the 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. My dear student, I just follow these rules. Here's also the first structure is the 2, second is the 8, and third orbit, I just draw the magnesium, and 2 and 8 basically 10. We have also the remaining the 2 electrons. Here this structure is the 2 electrons, and finally we have also the 12 atomic number, and also the another name is the magnesium. Again, I just draw the sulfur. Here's the sulfur, the atomic number is the 16. Again, I just follow these rules. Here's the sulfur, S. My dear students, again I just draw the sulfur. Here's the sulfur is the phosphorus sulfur. Yes, sulfur's atomic number is the 16. Here's the 16. I just follow again these rules. Again, the middle structure and also the main structure is the nucleus. I just draw this structure is the sulfur is the S. First atomic number and also the atomic structure and also the orbit. There are also fill up the 2 electrons. Here's the 2 electrons. Second structure, I just follow. They are also the 8 electrons. Here's the second orbit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2 and 8 basically 10. And the third orbit number, here's the third orbit number. They have also the fill up the 18 electrons, but in the remaining we have only the 6 electrons. Here's I just draw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and also we also know that the sulfur is also fill up the, and also the atomic number is the 6. Final structure, I just draw the chlorine. Here's the chlorine, the atomic number is the 17. When I just draw this structure, again I also follow these rules. Here's the I also explain the chlorine. Here's the chlorine. Chlorine is the atomic number is the 17. First structure, I just draw the nucleus. This structure is the nucleus. First orbit. Here's the first orbit. They are fill up the 2 electrons, and the second orbits they are also fill up the 8 electrons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They are fill up also the 10. And the third orbit. Here's the third orbit. I just fill up also the 7 electrons. Here's this structure is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and also the 1 electrons, and they are also the 17. My dear students, please everyone practice this structure. In the next class, I also explain about the electron distribution and properties of elements. I think, my dear students, today this class we also learn the way of the electrons are distribution in an atom. My dear students, today that's enough. Thank you. Goodbye.